T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
On the planet. We are done with WrestleMania. It is Nickie Booshie, your senior writer and host, and I am not alone for this post show. And it kind of looks like Turnbuckle Glam a little bit, doesn't it? Meka, Santana, Al, how are you guys doing tonight? How are you guys feeling? Please let me know.
I am great. Honestly, my voice is starting to come back. All of the yelling that I have been doing this weekend. But I'm definitely ready to dive into something. I needed to save my energy for Women's Wrestling Talk to talk about things. So those who feeling different, leave the room.
Oh, I am tired. I'm the old lady in the group. So I'm tired. My voice is tired. I can't wait till tomorrow to lay on this couch and play the game of how many muscles I cannot move. Like I'm gonna play it and I think I'm gonna win. So, but other than that, I'm great.
And Al, how are you doing?
I'm feeling great. I'm the fresh man because I wasn't there, so you know.
Wow. Well, we had a crazy week. As you guys can see, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, we can get into the crazy week we had a little later. But first and foremost, let's just be clear on one thing. I've been telling y'all for weeks after weeks after weeks that we're in the era of the greatest of all time. I've been telling you for weeks upon weeks that somebody was going to win at WrestleMania, but oh no, there's no way that they would bring a top contender like a Ronda Rousey back and not let her lose once again. But what happened on night one is very clear to me, and I say this all the time, the 13th time. And still, hello? It's quiet. I can't hear you. And still, your WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Now, I almost died over the weekend because I met Charlotte. And I don't even have any words. I just want to say this. Stop playing with the fiddle. Stop trying to push a narrative that just isn't there. This is the greatest woman of wrestling as of today. This is one of the most decorated women in wrestling. She is a 13th, like, it's not even about the championships. It's really about the consistency. Yeah, she tapped. Of course she tapped. There wasn't a ref. Yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, Charlotte Flair pins Ronda Rousey the 1, 2, 3. And before I turn it over to my host, I just want to say one thing. This is how it started, and this is how it's always going to end, with the finger pointing to the name of Charlotte Flair.
Well, that was a great Charlotte Flair promo. Thank you to Nickie for putting her over, although Charlotte needs no one to put her over.
Did she put you on the payroll this weekend?
You know, she touched me, like literally.
You've been blessed. You've been blessed.
Like, so I don't even know. I don't even have words.
I mean, we don't even need to say anything else about the match. Honestly, you said it. You said it.
I really wasn't gonna even say anything about Ronda, honestly, because it does kind of leave her in the loop. You know, she's still kind of there. Santana, I'm curious. You got to witness me seeing.
I mean, it's all about the same before, like with Bianca. You got to witness how I act too. So, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, the only thing I can pretty much say about the whole Ronda and Charlotte match was it did not exceed my expectations, honestly. Because I've seen them in the ring together once before, and the match wasn't bad. This one was terrible. It was like it's like they lost their chemistry. It's like I don't know if they were trying to like, I guess, pick up where the match that happened with Cody and Seth. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of things that was really, really going on. And it was just like, you know, it is what it is. She won. But this isn't over between Charlotte and Ronda. Obviously, we know that it's not. We know that eventually this feud is going to continue, maybe all the way to WrestleMania Backlash, and maybe Charlotte drops at WrestleMania Backlash. Who really knows exactly what will take place? Maybe they need more to build to this story between these two in order for it to be like a legitimate feud. Ronda is really going to have to redeem herself, because in that match it was very sloppy. It was just like she just wasn't there. You know, she tried a few things and she was botching a lot of things. So I just feel like, you know, I think maybe WrestleMania Backlash, it is possible that Ronda may win, but
it could. And at this moment, it doesn't matter. Someone saying, you know, you can say she's overrated or overpushed or what it is, but the consistency is there in her work. If you were at work and you're at your job and they kept throwing you promotion after promotion after promotion, you're not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, my friend over there or so-and-so over there, they deserve to be the champion. Mm-hmm. They know, you have to do certain things. And I said this since when Ronda came back. There was a clear conscience on why she came back and confronted Charlotte Flair. There was something, and I will say this because I rarely say this. I do feel like Charlotte Flair needed this. Absolutely. There's no purpose in Ronda getting the big moment. You're not a WWE superstar. It just is what it is. And I just felt like it happened for a reason. And I'm happy about it. And the comments are blowing up. Shout out to everybody in the comments. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. It is what it is. She won, she got the win, and now we move forward. Do you guys want to go into the men's? Or do we want to stick with the women, or do we want to save the women until last?
I don't know. Do we want to do our minutes? Because, you know, you had your minutes, and Tana has her minute for a certain win, and I got my minute for a certain win. So do we want to do our minutes, or do we want to break them up? How do you want to do it? Lead.
We can go right in.
Get these men out the way so that we can save our minutes for the other women.
I like it.
That's going to be men out the way.
And there it is. So let's go to night one briefly. We did have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, and the Usos retained.
Due to an injury.
Yeah, my dude Boogs, poor Boogs got injured. I love Shinsuke and Rick Boogs. I love the Usos. I was ready for this.
Yeah.
But it really sucks that he got injured. But, you know, they were professional and they got the match done. I wasn't expecting Boogs and Shinsuke to win, so.
Well, but see, that's the thing, Al. They were supposed to. They were booked to win, but the injury caused them to change the end of the match.
That hurts my heart even more.
Yep. But it was a good match. Shinsuke and Boogs' gear and the Usos gear, both, they were killing it. But that orange and yellow, that Mike's Hard light, that was great. It was beautiful.
It was great. Yeah. It really brought me back to a time with Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Not that needy some milk.
Any other thoughts on this match?
Beautiful gowns.
Get well, Boogs.
Get well, Boogs.
Let's Shane go ahead.
I'm screaming. We also had Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Of course, Drew McIntyre has defeated the streak of Happy Corbin, which I wasn't too thrilled about, but to each its own. I mean, Drew needs a moment. He hasn't had a really big moment, since he dropped the title. So, shout out to that man. And I mean, I guess Happy Corbin just had to take the L.
Yeah, I hope this feud is over with, to be honest. I'm so sick of them. Like, just move on. I think maybe at this point with Drew and Happy Corbin and Madcap Mox, it could be the end of it, and Drew could kind of maybe move himself over back into like the title picture or something. Because he hasn't been in one in a minute. This is kind of like a filler for him. So maybe he can find his way back into that title picture eventually.
Yeah, I just dislike that it was Drew that now has the distinction to being the only person to ever kick out at the end of days. I don't think Drew deserves that. I don't care. You can argue with your mama about it. I don't think he deserves that. So that's just where I was with it. And then he cut the ropes. Stupid move, because our insider from that was that night one was like, it took them forever to get them back secure. And they were even working on them again after the Rey Mysterio match. So I want them to do something with him. If it's send him home, then send him home. I don't care. But I agree. I hope the feud is over. Do something with everybody else. I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I definitely agree. I wanted to see Happy Corbin win. But speaking of the Mysterios, they went toe-to-toe with The Miz and Logan Paul and were defeated. And then, of course, afterwards, we saw Miz be The Miz. And I thought it was legendary, to be honest. I did not want this match, but overall, I liked the ending.
Mm-hmm. Let me just talk about the Mysterios gear real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just let's talk about. I'm gonna just focus on Ray's gear because that was fire. I get what Dominic was doing. I get it. It's my people. Didn't like it, but we just said that last week when we would do an American theme. Ooh.
Yeah.
I wish it was like half Mexican, half American.
Yeah.
Like if it was a half and half, that would have been cute. As a Mexican American, that would have been cute for me. But Ray's gear, I like the fringe. I like the theme. I get it, but Logan Paul.
I mean, you gotta give it to Logan Paul too. His gear looked great.
It was good.
And I hate that because I'm not a Logan Paul fan. Like, I'm the furthest thing from a Logan Paul fan, and I had to admit that his gear actually looked good. And he did halfway decent in the match. Like, you can't even really be mad at it, even though I want to be. So
yeah, it's disappointing that he wasn't bad.
Right.
But Miz beat him up.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, luckily he did not get the pin after, doing the Three Amigos and doing the frog splash and the not being Eddie Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, his gear look nice. It's cool. I actually like Dominic's and Ray's gear because representing, being Mexican Americans. So I thought it was cute, whether it was the whole red, white, and blue, thing. But I thought it was really cute. But in the match, it was all right. I thought the Mysterio was going to win, but unfortunately it didn't. So, as we move forward, because Bad Bunny is still top tier, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I don't know.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I don't know, man.
Because somebody showed they behind tonight, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm lost. But there was something that the next match, a lot of people speculated and a lot of people wanted. Of course, none other than Seth Rollins and his opponent, the American Dream,
Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes.
The American Nightmare.
American Nightmare.
His daddy was American Dream.
Yeah. The daddy, the pappy, the son, the uncle, I hope that I just want to say one thing with this match.
You can daydream.
I guess I can daydream because I wouldn't sleep. They were none of them was a dream for me or the nightmare.
Yeah. All I will say is I really hope people are happy. I really do. I hope people are.
Well, AEW Universe is not. They are spicy. They have been burning T-shirts. They have been making memes. They have been showing their natural-born behinds over this.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes was a WWE guy before he jumped ship to AEW. He helped build that company up and said, you know what? You bringing in all these new talent or whatever. I never really. Huh?
Business is business.
Exactly. And he's going to go back to where he started.
I don't know about that, Jones. Match of entire WrestleMania. I don't know about that.
I would say that it was a good match.
It was a great match.
It was a good match. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes, this Cody Rhodes is more mature. Seeing Cody Rhodes at AEW, it didn't, yeah, okay, cool. But seeing him being in WWE, it does fit right.
Right.
It does fit right. It's going to be kind of interesting seeing him come out on screen, you know, probably tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.
Definitely.
You know, and so on and so forth. But I mean, Seth being his first opponent, I feel like it was good. I don't feel like he could have been. I mean, you could put him in a match to let him run it again.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be like, you know, but I wouldn't mind seeing Seth being a title bitch either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it honestly, at this point, it could really go either way.
Yeah.
Good.
What about Seth's gear? Just real quick.
It was very cover girl, put your face in your head. So it was definitely given for the girls. The Sound of Vogue pose, you know. The category is
WrestleMania realness.
I did see a joke on line that said that was Becky's second option, and so they gave it to Seth after.
Child,
he wore it well if it was.
And I don't think Becky would have better pull that off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Becky don't have the body for it. Seth a little thicker, so he provided some hips and things that needed to be had.
Yeah, he did. Well, moving right along, the last men's match that we did have for night one was Steve Austin coming back, making his triumphant return after over 19 years versus one of my favorites, Kevin Owens. This debacle just really, I wasn't expecting it to turn the way it did. And I'm not going to lie and say that it kept me the whole time, because it definitely didn't. And it's not because the match was boring. It was because of booking. You know, and I just felt like this match should not have been the last thing. That may be controversial. It may be unpopular, but that match did not have to be a main event at all. It didn't even have to take place. They didn't have to have an actual, you know, but that's just my opinion. I just feel like it went on way too long. I feel like it could have been a cute little one-off, but it was entirely too much.
I think it was more so something that was like meant for Kevin Owens in a special way. Mm-hmm. You're wrestling someone who is your idol. You idolize this person. You admire them. You got their freaking finisher now, the stunner, you know? And I mean, this was more so like Kevin Owens' moment. He's had many moments in the past before, but this was his WrestleMania moment. Main eventing with your idol is everything. Mm-hmm. That to a lot of people that could not do that. A lot of people jumped on Kevin Owens for signing back with WWE again because they say they're going to be put back in the bottom of the food chain. What, like 5 months later, he's main eventing WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin, a legend, a Hall of Famer. You know, not that I don't think anybody really wanted the match, but I think Kevin really wanted this match.
Yeah,
and it's great that Stone Cold still has it, even though he was moving a little slow. He still has it. He was still able to give Kevin a lengthy match and do whatever is that needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shout out to Kevin Owens. He's not been like at the top of the food chain like that in a minute. So to have him, so for him to have this moment, it's so special, and he definitely does deserve that because he puts in a lot of work, and he's been booking has been so terrible for him. But I feel like with this moment right here, even though it started out with a segment, it was meant for him. It really was. So I think he definitely deserved that moment. You know,
I got one thing to say. Shout out to the Redemption for Texas because KO been dogging us for months in promos, talking crazy, boots, hat, all this other junk. And thank you to that man, Steven, for coming out and redeeming what Kevin Owens referred to as the butt, the ass of the United States. Yeah, don't do us. Don't sleep on us. Don't disrespect us like that. But I didn't have them actually wrestling on my bingo card. I thought it was going to be maybe a stunner here, stunner there, keep it moving. They had a full match. Like, after 19 years, baby, I was not expecting that. So shout out to them. Look, from me.
Oh, I agree. I was not expecting something to bump. Like, I thought he was just gonna just do it, like, just let KO take everything. It was a feel-good moment. That's all it was. A send-off to Stone Cold, KO getting the dream, everyone leaves happy.
Right.
That's what it was, and it was fun, and I liked it.
I think you guys made some really good points pertaining to the match. I am happy for Kevin, and it was, you know, it was. I think night one was really tiresome. That's all. I think it was just tiresome. But those are all of the matches thus far for the men. So moving right along tonight, too. So we got a really nice surprise. One of my favorites, Triple H Key, actually kicked off the show. We saw him put his boots down as well with the mic and everything. Thoughts on his return?
I cried. Santana saw me. I was crying. I was standing up in the corner at the TV with tears.
I did not see her.
Yeah.
I saw her walking.
You saw me pacing?
I saw her get up and go to the TV like she was going to jump through and hug him or something. Like, you know, but I mean, I'm happy that, like Meka has said once before, that he retired on his own terms and not because of an injury or because he had to or anything. Well, he had to, but just because he felt like he needed to. Triple H is one of the greatest wrestlers, sports entertainers that I grew up watching as a kid. You know, seeing him evolve as a character and literally put on a lot of bangers. He is one of the greatest heels. I will always love Triple H as a heel because he is very, you know, crazy, sadiddy, all this stuff. But I mean, to see him, it was a shocker to see him come out. And I mean, like Joseph said, I wouldn't mind Triple H headlining to be going to Hall of Fame. He definitely deserves to have his solo spot. He does, absolutely, along with other people who do as well. But for him, I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to that man. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, same. I gasped when I heard it. I was like, oh no, like we're not starting it this way. Then the boots got me. But yeah, I'm glad he got that moment. That was really, really nice. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it was very emotional too, as well. And I think that he will always have a long-lasting impression on the universe. He really gave us so much with the Black and Gold brand. I mean, look how he was with Bianca. Mm-hmm. And they've actually done her justice. Out of everybody, and we'll get into this later, but I just want to say this. Out of everybody that's come since, honestly, like, you know, the era of like Bliss and the Four Horsewomen and, you know, other women, Bianca has been given the the good push, the appropriate push. And I think he had the most to do with making sure that she's a star. We have to make sure that, she's utilized in the right way. And shout out to Triple H for believing in women's wrestling
Right.
too. I mean, he really believed in the Four Horsewomen, and I'm sure he still does today. I'm sure he looks at Becky and Charlotte and Sasha and Bailey, and he looks and even Shayna Baszler's and Rhea Ripley and Tommaso Ciampa and just people. He knew wrestling in a totally different aspect.
Yeah.
And so we're very grateful for that. Moving right along, we had the Raw Tag Team Champions defending their championships today. We had RK Bro, the Street Profits, and Alpha Academy. And it was RK Bro who got the victory. Now, honestly, I was very surprised. I did think that the Street Profits were going to win, but that did not happen. So what are you guys' thoughts on this match and RK Bro, still, being the champions?
I mean, for me, I was like you said, I was shocked as well that they still retain their titles. I will say that this was a really, really good match. A really, really good match. Montez and Dawkins really, really showed out in this match. That made me think that they were going to win, and maybe they're running back at WrestleMania Backlash. Just them four, and allow them to actually probably win at that time. Maybe not at this moment for WrestleMania, but WrestleMania Backlash would probably be their time. And I think that eventually, RK Bro, a lot of people like them, so I don't feel like, I thought maybe at some point they would have probably lost tonight, but I think they're probably going to go all the way to WrestleMania Backlash. Probably still have a little feud with the Street Profits because like Alpha Academy, Chad might have somebody else that he might have to try to out wrestle stepping in. You're on mute.
You're muted.
I was gonna let you do the testimony and bringing in our new pick, our new stand-up of Monday Night Raw, honey.
Hey,
giving. Honey,
Hello, honey.
That man was giving since last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, is he on Monday nights?
He was drafted to Raw anyway. He was already drafted to Raw. He just had to finish up, the stuff that he was doing. But he ready now, and obviously it showed. So I mean, Brock Lesnar is really, really behind this guy. So I mean, of course he's gonna be a phenomenal talent. We saw the form that he used on Chad tonight. So honestly, he may have his first match tomorrow, and I wouldn't mind seeing it be with Chad Gable because he's an amateur wrestler just as much as Gable is, and I feel like they would put on a really, really, really good match.
So you don't need any build. You're like, let's just get to it.
Let's see what it's about. Tomorrow. You got to start with something.
That's good.
It's Raw after WrestleMania. Anything can happen.
I mean, they gave the man a whole segment. They gave him a segment. So
two.
They gave him two. And if we're talking transitions, we all know WWE don't do transitions for people. So why would this be any different? Throw him out there, let him do what he does. But I will say for this match, my favorite part, and it's so funny, but it was the camaraderie of the four on the side with the cups, making the comments and the faces and the laughing, the giggling with Street Profits and RK Bro. That to me, it made the segment because it was hilarious when they cut that camera back and Randall was like, child. Like that to me,
it was like when we step out the ring, child.
It was classic.
He came in there, slapped the drink out his hand, and it's like, child, no, we're gonna go over here. You know what I'm saying?
We got something to do.
The tree.
What's happening? We don't mind our business.
I don't think I want to be a part of
we don't mind our business. We're gonna go over here.
You call me? All right. Like that's it. Let me go ahead and get on out the way right quick. But honestly, the whole match, it was really good. The whole segment, it was really good. It's a way to introduce Gabe gable to
the
world of wrestling, like WWE style.
Right.
You know, so I'm excited to see exactly where it could go. I'm ecstatic. He on the winning team, Raw. I mean, I'm on SmackDown too, but I'm a free agent, so I float. You on mute, Nickie. You on mute, Nickie.
No.
You gotta stop putting stuff on me, man. You gotta stop putting stuff on you. You be forgetting.
I'm not necessarily excited to see him wrestle, but I am excited to see him. I'll just say that. But moving right along, we did also have Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Oh, I got my shirt on today.
And Omos.
Yeah. You would call him Omos.
But I will say this: after all the time that I've seen him, it was happy, and we talked about this. I was happy to see two black men wrestling one another WrestleMania. I don't know if I've ever even seen that before.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was a good match. I will give almost credit. Like, the man just stepped his cookies up, and he had to, because I'm sure Bobby Lashley ran up on him and was like, if you embarrass me at this WrestleMania, it'll be the last WrestleMania you ever wrestle at.
Well, he embarrassed me.
Who did?
Omos.
How he embarrassed you?
First of all, he didn't do no phenomenal forearm, and he didn't do no. So
and he had a hole in his shirt.
He didn't even do no moonsault.
He had a hole in his shirt too.
I want to see him dive out the ring. I am sick of it. Every time he get in this ring, I'm always asking Omos do a nipple. Omos do a phenomenal forearm. He doesn't do anything. I'm sick of it.
No, Jonas, I didn't say he was good. I said he was better. Good is not what I said. I said he was better.
Sick of it. I've had enough. I'm putting my foot
down. To be honest,
I should have checked him at Wale Mania.
You should have, because he was there.
Because that stuff he pulled tonight in the ring, he better be lucky I let him walk away. Although I'll be standing at this man kneecaps, to be honest.
He's a big man. He's a large man.
He is very, like, that man is tall. Like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I've had enough.
That must be at his ankles then. No, thank you.
We also had Sami Zayn. He was defeated by Johnny Knoxville. I hated it so much. I love
the whole segment.
I love the match itself, but it's just stupid. I hate when, like, there was no reason in hell for Johnny Knoxville to get a win. There's just no point. And I've said this for like weeks now. What they're doing with Sammy is just god awful. And even if he's happy, I mean, that's cool. But from just a writing standpoint, like, it's really crazy. So maybe it was just a one-off for WrestleMania, and so that was cool. But yeah, Canada was down bad.
Honey, the mousetraps had Canada stuck. Okay,
Natty took a L too.
Woo! Oh, Canada.
But someone who did get a really nice win for Canada, Edge, did defeat AJ Styles. Now, I didn't agree with this either.
I did.
I don't like the fact that Edge went over AJ. But I do feel like they are building, and I said this when we were in the room, this feels like Edge is now the new Undertaker of WrestleMania. And maybe every year he'll get a different opponent, and maybe he'll start building a streak within 10 years. And then, yes, come on, Canada, period. We love it. Tomorrow in the building. But yeah, it did give me very like old school Undertaker. I was like, okay, Edge.
I liked it. It was fresh for me. I like the new faction that was building. I love the way he's referring to himself now, as in, like, none of y'all are me. I am a Hall of Famer that is currently still wrestling full time. There is nothing that any of y'all on this roster can say to me. And he said that when he came out that ground on that throne with that scales of justice on his leg, he said, y'all can't judge me. I'm the judge. I'm Judge, Jury, Executioner. And him saying that and the way he came out, that's how I knew he was going to go over AJ tonight. Because if he had done all of that and then got beat, it would have just defeated the whole setup for the new faction and the character. Mm-hmm. But the wild card was that angle when that camera panned over and you know who was standing there. It changed the game. I was trying to let Santana come back so she can talk about it because that's her man technically, but I was ecstatic to see him standing ringside and then the whole...
I was confused, to be honest. I think he's starting to get disciples or something. Like this is like and I'm wondering, like, with Damien, who's gonna be next? Because it's like it's given. But really quick, the CEO herself,
hey TK,
building the CEO Women's Wrestling Talk, number one women's wrestling show on the planet, is in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow. But yeah, like I don't know. I really wanted AJ to go over, but it is what it is.
They did say that the name of the faction is going to be, well, this is what came out on Twitter, is possibly going to be Grand Jury, which would make sense with the scales of justice and things that are happening, and him saying nobody can judge him and all of that. Grand Jury dishes out punishments, so maybe that's what they're gonna do. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's about to happen.
Okay, since I'm back now, because I heard y'all talking about me and Damien.
We didn't even say anything. We wanted to let you say it.
Well, I'm here
Her
now.
senses.
I just have to say that the way I screamed when he popped on the screen. Now, mind you, I really don't have my voice, so it sounds like a seal or Mika's dog Max getting hit. That's what I sound like when I saw that man on my screen. And definitely called this before it even. I was like, man, me and Billy were talking about it. Like, I mean, I'm so happy. I really am, because I feel like we're getting a different side of Damian Priest. Mm-hmm. Now people can realize that he does have a character, and then we don't have to keep asking, what is it? You're gonna find out now.
Right.
So pay attention.
Right.
Laser focus. He's working with a legend like Edge, someone who's changing his character, evolving, building a faction. Mm-hmm. They need another person. Mm-hmm. But who would it be? Would it be Tommaso Ciampa?
I want it to be Finn. Bring the demon in.
I wouldn't mind it being Finn.
Bring the demon in.
I wouldn't
all of it. I love all of it.
But Tommaso Ciampa, though? Tommaso Ciampa, we don't really know what he's going to do.
I thought they said he was retiring.
They said Ric Flair is retired many times.
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
With Tommaso, he only left NXT for now.
Exactly. Right. We don't even know.
Same how Johnny did.
Gargano, yeah.
I think, and this is just my guess with Tommaso, I think that when he went and did his time in main roster, I don't think he really cared for it too much.
No, he didn't.
They changed his thing.
They did. They made him come out all happy and stuff.
And I think someone else is gonna be. What would be nice is if Pete Dunne was recruited by Edge and gave his name back.
Bro, I said this. I said that I hate the fact that they've put Pete Dunne with Sheamus and Ridge. He doesn't fit there.
No.
Being a part of Edge and Damien, it works. It works for his look, honestly. And I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they look into it, but at this time they just got him looking all crazy or whatever. And that's not who Pete Dunne is. I don't care who Butch is, but that's not Pete Dunne.
Yeah, they're wasting him.
It's not at all whatsoever. So
and Sheamus and Ridge Holland did defeat the New Day via pinfall tonight as well.
We didn't talk about that. Only thing we can talk about is shout out to the gear. Shout out to the big gear.
My point was I was saying that he was ringside.
Right.
So it was very interesting to see him play a part in it, but it is I don't know. It's
weird.
he's getting washed out.
Yeah.
Really, really badly. We are almost done with the men. I'm really losing my mind at this point. I don't think I've ever spent this much time, unless we're in Impact.
Right.
But moving right along, we had Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And when I say, honestly, performer of the night, MVP of WrestleMania,
Hands down.
he proved me wrong. I've been saying Santana knows. I said for a long time, he's commentator. Tonight, that man was a wrestler.
Told you.
I mean, when I saw the match with Adam Cole, I mean, and it was very stellar, but you can't judge just off of that, you know. Being on this kind of stage too, the nerve set in. He owned it from the minute he stepped out, and that's what I really loved about it. And then he went on to face Vince McMahon too. It was so much going on that I was just like, this can't be real.
It was a journey.
This cannot be real.
It's not. I just want to say that Pat is now on my team. I have picked him up, and
love to see it.
Pat is on the team. I mean, the way Pat came out, the Dallas with the Cowgirls dancers and all this stuff, like it was cute. You know what I'm saying? The crowd loved it. His theme song was hard. Hold on, man.
They paid money for this. He had to. The TonyCon. He got white stripes. It was 2004. Jackass, white stripes. I was living.
Yeah,
it was so good.
And everything about it was good.
I'm going to say this. Even though there was a lot going on, Pat McAfee has this uncanny ability to still be great, right? Because the way he sold the stunner and Austin Theory, they both sold it very different, but it was good.
Yeah.
Then even after him taking that stunner and they cut to the clip of Pat McAfee laying on his back, pouring the beer in his mouth, still like, I'm still having a beer with Stone Cold. Like, I don't care what y'all said. I took that stunner and I'm still drinking. Like, hilarious. Like, that man is gold. He is gold, and honestly, one of the best things that Vince McMahon has done in a while. I didn't even mind Vince McMahon's terrible old man botch off of the ropes to sell the stunner. Like, I expected that. The man is 80 years old. Hell, he ain't got it. He just don't. But even Stone Cold cracking up laughing, trying to still do the beer on the turnbuckle at him like this dude messed he literally said, this MF messed my stunner up. Like, and then drunk more beer. Like, the whole segment, again, was not on my bingo card for 2 nights in a row for Stone Cold. But the segment, for me, surpassed the entertainment that was supposed to be the Jackass segment. That segment was gold. It was just good. It was just good, honestly.
And it worked. I mean, you got someone like Pat McAfee. And I mean, of course, you got Austin Theory, who is, we've seen him on the main roster. We've seen how terrible it was. Go back down to NXT, you come back up and you're pissing everybody off every time you come out. You know what I'm saying? Then you align yourself with the boss, who nobody can do anything to you because Vince McMahon is in your corner.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, I think it was really entertaining to see Vince really, really get out there and do his little stuff with Pat McAfee. I think it was amazing. And then to have Stone Cold come out, I mean, it's nostalgia for those who were big fans watching in that era. And still, even though we do love the new talent, we still can never get over having someone from back in the day come out and do stuff with the new talent. Of course, someone like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, it's everything. It was perfect, honestly, minus the chaos. And Vince has never been that great at selling stunners anyway. So it just makes it all better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think Austin Theory sold that stunner better Better than Byron, because
Way
Byron,
better than Byron.
Byron be out here trying to act like he the Rock and flipping over and stuff. But that man did a mule kick.
It was the kicks.
That man was doing a mule kicks and stuff.
Byron said, "This is my moment, y'all. I'm gonna take it."
He did.
Yeah, he took it, and every time he gets stunner, and I think he enjoys it because who wouldn't want to take a stunner from?
Absolutely, Byron's living his best life. I'd be Byron.
I'm stunning.
At this point, I never thought we'd make it. Listen, we're at the final men's match. Lord Jesus. It was the main event of night 2. I think we covered everything men's. I hope so. If we missed anything, please comment. We want to thank you guys for sticking with us too. The comments have been going crazy. We're trying to get them all in. Thank you to everybody who's watching. But Roman is the unified champion tonight. He did defeat Brock Lesnar, and I don't know. I'm always like one of them people that's like, who's gonna come out?
Mm-hmm.
Like who's gonna come out and do something. So I'm gonna pass this on to y'all, and then when you guys are finished.
We should let Al go first because Santana need to go last because she got some stuff to say. Go ahead, Al. Then it'll be me. Then we'll let Santana wrap it up because she got some stuff to say.
I don't have much to say. It was a match. I thought for a minute Brock did his WrestleMania hair. I appreciate that. He did his hair. Cute. Little braid. I was a match. It's fine. It was not one of their best. All right, take the floor. Go off. You have lots.
For me, I watched that man pop his shoulder back in the socket, and I thought that he did it at the end when he was holding it, but it was actually when he pinned him and he threw his arm back. He threw that thing back into the socket. Brock knocked that man's shoulder out the socket. We haven't seen that move in a long time, and he busted out, and he almost had it. There was some times where it was looking real dicey for the tribal chief. He had to pull out a couple of his finishes a couple times. But he did get the win. And it's going to be interesting to see what they're now going to do with him because I feel as if they are building Drew to be his next contender. But Bobby has something to say about losing his belt. Big E will have something to say when he gets back. So there are other contenders, but right now, it's just looking like, we just going to see Roman on Mondays and Fridays. And I don't know how I feel about that now. But congratulations to that man. And I really hope they don't unify the belts and make like one belt. I don't know.
But I had a thought recently. I was talking to a coworker who was actually there at Mania. What if tomorrow Roman just goes on Raw and says, it was never about this, and just drops the other one, says, here, Raw, you can have it. What if he does that?
I would cackle because it would be on brand.
You know what I mean? Because the whole point of this was him to beat Brock. He didn't care about the title.
He was about the belt.
Universal,
that would shake
the Rock music. Whatever.
It would shake the room. It would shake the room. Santana, hold on. Let me sit back.
Yeah, get comfortable.
I mean, so we guys were doing a watch along or whatever in person. So there's 3 Roman people up in here who like extremely excited at the fact that he won. Although he won, it still doesn't matter. We're still going to get the same person that we've been getting, just holding 2 titles. Nothing about him is going to change. Only thing that's changing are the days of his boring reign. Boring ass reign at that. So y'all can keep putting your ones up. Y'all can continue to acknowledge him. Y'all can continue to let him be a little tribal chief or whatever it is y'all want to be. But my point is still valid. Roman Reigns would be nothing but the big dog if he didn't have those titles, if he didn't have Paul Heyman, if he didn't have the Usos. Point blank, period. So y'all can continue to put your ones up. The point is valid. Y'all can continue to build Roman up to be this big star. Yeah, he's a top guy as of right now. And that's because they're not trying to really build any other top stars. Let's be honest. If we're being honest right now, there are so many people that Roman has been in a match with that could have actually beat him. Ashley can wrestle way better than him, can actually say something new every week, doesn't need people behind him to speak for him or to make him feel as if like he's that guy. He's not. He's a big star in Vince's lusting eyes.
Oh,
that is it. Other than that, it doesn't matter.
Hey, sis.
Point blank, period. Y'all through Sabes. Know that. So y'all can continue to acknowledge him, and I'm going to continue to turn my back. Point blank, period.
And by the way, my tag team partner, of course, the Salt Shakers, the most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk history, is speaking to the live audience. We have a live audience coming live from in Dallas, where Meka and Santana are. So if you guys want to give it up for our live audience.
But here's the thing, though. We can say that about Brock, but the only difference is Brock really does bring attraction. He makes him still lost, but he still brings attraction.
There's definitely been people that I'm going to say that they could have built that may not have been built. But to be honest, there's been people that have been built to make Roman look good, and that's what people talk about.
Y'all can say he lost all day. Y'all can say that he lost all day.
I wasn't expecting Brock to win. To be like, if Brock would have won, it would have been like shock.
I would have laughed.
But because
still laughing now.
I mean, at this
point, what,
y'all have backed him into a corner, honestly.
Listen, Joseph, to your comment, I want him to start doing the Deonna Purrazzo, do the champ challenge, and let them come out and pick which title they want to wrestle for when they come out.
Y'all only care about Roman because he's holding the title. Let's be honest. If Roman Reigns was not holding that title, would y'all still care?
I don't think so.
Live audience, would you still care? No. Absolutely not. Thank you so much for coming. Let's move on to the next thing. I don't hear nothing. I don't hear anything. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if he's not holding those titles, would y'all still acknowledge him? Would y'all still fall to y'all feet? Tomorrow cares about him on
a different level.
I'm saying though. Yeah. Everybody is up Roman's ass because he's holding these titles. If he wasn't holding them, y'all was not Roman's behind before. Yeah. Not at all whatsoever. People who are true fans of Roman Reigns has liked Roman Reigns since the beginning. Don't start jumping on the bandwagon because he come back and change his whole character and tries to be something that he thinks he want to be. Yeah. No, it's just his cousin, The Rock, which he tries to be that he could never be.
He was definitely him and
let's be honest.
Him and Becky and NXT were very similar.
That man has never been a top guy.
They're not as big as they were. We have a lot of people who were just have always been in. What did he say?
Thank you for your money. Thank you for spending money with Women's Wrestling Talk. But at the end of the day, my point is still valid. Here's the thing, though. I'm talking about Roman Reigns. I'm not talking about Joe.
Right,
Joe is dealing with all of that stuff. Roman Reigns is not. Yeah. We have to separate that. I'm not talking about Joe and the things that he's dealing with with his own personal life and stuff like that. I can understand that. I don't have an issue with Joe, and my thing is I'm talking about Roman as a character, not what he's dealing with in his personal life, and y'all don't know how to separate that.
Yeah,
y'all don't. So if y'all gonna come with an argument about Roman Reigns, let it be about Roman Reigns, the character, the champion, your tribal chief, your God mode person. Let that be about him, not the personal stuff. Otherwise, you lost the argument. We have nothing else to discuss.
If you're wondering why the comment is still up, it's a timer, by the way.
Okay. So thank you for keeping that up. It doesn't matter.
There has to be a timer. If you guys would like, it to move faster. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it. No, it has to. No, that's the timer up there.
Where?
Up at the top.
I see. Let's be honest. Go for it. Like, he's undefeated because they want him to be undefeated. They're not trying to build nobody else. That's the thing. I'm not mad on speaking facts, and that's something that y'all don't know how to do. Only thing y'all know how to do is say, "Oh, he's a champion. He's the greatest. He's this. He's that." Y'all can't even give me a legitimate reason. Y'all can't even put me up. Y'all can't even put yourself up to a debate with somebody like me because all I'm doing is speaking facts. Y'all ain't never care about this man, like not at all. So point blank
I
period.
remember when people were
Y'all
booing
ain't
him.
anything. Y'all was born this man. Y'all doing all this stuff. Let's be honest.
I remember when people were booing him, and then like he came out and said he was, with the whole cancer thing, and then people felt bad, and I was just like, that's not how this works. Like at the end of the day, this still is like it's a sport, and you can't sit here and that's what's always killed me about.
This man has not been on no run. What is you saying?
Well, we're gonna move on because I don't want to keep talking about this.
This is
He's got enough time, bro. That man is not on the
run. Longer than the match.
This for Monday or Friday, and I'm gonna be very very honest. Roman won't get that much on Mondays. We'll save him for Fridays. He will not get this much.
I ain't even talking about that man on Friday.
He's not gonna get this much on.
The only person that talking about on Friday is my co-host. I ain't talking about that man. I'm not crying. That's the difference. Because if he had a loss, y'all would have been crying.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
so let's be honest. All y'all little men getting your bonus and stuff, it'll went down. Because right now, y'all is up. Stand up. Oh, okay. Anyway.
Got some people joining from Twitch.
Yeah, Roman is still losing. I don't care.
I really want to know before we move on, though. Do you guys see Roman like losing, or will he hold till Hollywood?
Hollywood.
He's holding.
I'm gonna put
unfortunately, I still stand on what I said. Vince is scared to see if Roman has what it takes without that title. He's holding till Hollywood. The match may not be for the title with his cousin, but he will still have a title come WrestleMania. I don't know if it'll be both, the unified, or what's going to happen, but he will still be a champion come WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Well, he might as well retire till tomorrow then.
You know what? Next.
You don't think people really came to see Roman?
I did that. I will say.
But you know they did because you were at Access, and how many times did they do his entrance?
That's the thing.
People definitely came to see.
There's nothing else to
definitely came.
But there's the thing, though.
I mean, whether we like him or not, he still puts seats.
However,
he does like people say Charlotte's not a draw. That she's still a draw, even though people don't like her. Roman is still a draw to his company. He's still the face. He's one of the faces of WrestleMania. He's been the face of this company for years.
Right.
So we have to be honest and be honest and say he does definitely put people in those seats.
He put butts in seats.
They may not be selling, where they may want to be, but he's definitely putting people in their seats. And he definitely pushing that merge.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like they doing it. So this is long.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I was reading it too.
Oh, dang.
All right, but I care less about what any of us. So we all deserve fans. Yeah, that's true and all, but
yeah, I mean, I'm glad your expectations were met, even though they were low. Dark Sage. The match was what it was. They built to be the best match of WrestleMania history, and for some people it delivered that, and for some people it didn't. So we can move on. We can move on at this point.
They just need to stop putting titles on that.
We got exciting things to talk about, so we can move on.
Yeah.
And we'll probably spend a whole nother 30 minutes on. So moving right along.
Who first? Me or Santana?
We're gonna go with the tag team match first. So with that being said, we did see Carmella and Zelina. They defended their championships against Rhea and Liv, along with Shayna and Natty, and your new WWE tag team women's champions, Sasha Banks, picking up her first WrestleMania victory, along with Naomi. And I am ecstatic that they allowed this to happen because I really didn't think they would.
Yeah, I got nervous.
Go ahead. What you say, Al?
I got nervous when it was just like them and Zelina and Mela, and I was like, they're gonna keep it on them? Like, I got worried. There were too many shots at Corey. It was too much, and I was like, all right, like, we're gonna get another Sasha loss, but I was like, please God, no. No, I'm really excited. I loved the entrance. I just love them. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it. We'll wait till next week. Let's talk about gear, but then we'll wait till next week.
Yeah.
What I will say is that all of them, majority of them, look very presentable. I definitely.
I don't know.
No, I listen. Real without the mask, it was everything.
Yeah, it was.
Liv looked like Christina
I didn't
Aguilera.
like her makeup at all.
I love her makeup.
Yeah, I loved it.
Her makeup fits her aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like it.
You into that type of look, it fits. If you're not, it's not work. It looked presentable on her. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. As far as the match goes, it was a really good match. Mm-hmm. All of these ladies prove that they can be put in a match like this for WrestleMania and kill it. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, the women definitely were showing out this year for this year's WrestleMania. Well, they were definitely showing out for this year's WrestleMania, and this match was everything. Like, but Corey Graves and the whole crying thing that he was doing, I thought that they was going to take him off of the commentary, whatever. Right. We'll get into that match. But in regards, like, I feel like this match is really, really good. I mean, Naomi and not Bianca, but Naomi, Bianca, and Sasha, the Holy Trinity, holding titles. Yeah. But I mean, this match was really good. It really was, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I mean, I'm ready to see I'm just ready to kind of see what happens next. How long they're going to hold these titles, what is going to transpire. To be honest.
Yeah, that's the theme with the women's tag titles is here's a new champion, and then we don't see him until up for like 6 months. Like, what are we gonna do?
This is the thing about this match. It was a great match overall. The entrances were great for me. Naomi and Sasha killed it. It is time for WWE to respect Trinity as a person, as her contribution, as a locker room leader, as an athlete. It is time. And I'm hoping that this is starting that time. There is no reason that this needs to be a short reign. You have two titans holding those titles right now. There is no reason that they cannot cause havoc as much or as little as they want. There is no reason that they can't run these kids around as much as they want to with whoever they want to. If they want to go down and mess with NXT, who cares? They are those girls. They always have been, but now WWE is finally saying, you know what? You are here. Let me honor you. Because that's what it was. And they deserved it. They've worked hard. They built their look. They built their aesthetic. Trinity has a following. Sasha has a following. These are titans outside of wrestling. And there's no reason to give them a short reign. Naomi's both of her SmackDown title reigns were short. We're not doing that with these titles. This is Sasha's first WrestleMania win. No, we're not cutting this short. We're gonna let these black girls ride this out until they get good and damn tired of wearing them titles, and then we'll take them off of them. Let Liv grow up a little bit. Let Carmella go get married and get her little celebration out and get her little, her mind together because all she can think about is Corey Graves right now. Let some people figure it out. Now, it did throw me when we lost Natalya and Shayna like at the very end because we just didn't see them for like the last 5 minutes of the match. Mm-hmm. That made me nervous because I was like, they are gone for too long and something is going to happen, right? But it didn't. My girls went over and they should have went over. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you feel about it. Argue with your mama about it. They should have went over. They went over. And it's going to be interesting. I hope they let them do what they want to with it because they can really bring some relevance to these titles, make them mean something. Because everyone talks about how nobody gives a damn about the women's titles. Well, fine. You put them on two of your biggest superstars. Let's see. Give them a chance. So I'm so proud of my girl. I'm so happy for my girl. Love Sasha Banks. Great freaking match. Naomi deserves the freaking world, and I'll give it to her if I have to put it on my damn back to do it. So, and I agree with Sam. We better get a damn Glow tag title this time around. Okay?
I don't want Naomi to just have the
spend-
glow. I don't need
Yeah,
Sasha
just
with the glow.
Naomi.
Just
Just
Naomi. You know, have the glow. We don't need Sasha walking around with a glow bill.
Yeah, no, I'm good with the just Naomi glowing, and I can buy the limited edition Naomi Glow tag title because I will purchase it.
I will spend hundreds of dollars on that title, and I don't buy titles, but I will buy that title.
I will buy that. I'm done. Thank you for your time, guys.
Well, moving right along. I mean, honestly, like shout out to them for winning. I will just say this. I don't know how long this will be, but if they don't if they just lose the titles and then it's just like whatever, I don't like that. I kind of do. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I would like to see someone turn. But that's just me with any tag. I want to see.
You want Dominic to turn on his dad.
I want Dominic to
Everybody
turn.
wants Dominic to turn on his dad. Everybody wants Dominic.
But I mean, honestly, anytime we see Sasha in a tag, of course it's normally with Bailey, but even with Charlotte and even with Becky, you know, and even with other people she's been in close proximity with, there's a time where we don't know if Sasha's gonna play nice or not. So I hope that when you said run havoc, I just pictured them like just killing it. So I don't really want this reign to be that long. Tamara said 8 months. I'm like, girl, I don't know about all that. Because
SummerSlam?
I do want Sasha to at least buy, if not the summer, you know, going into next year, like I do want Sasha to be back in singles competition, and I need that to be and I need WrestleMania next year for her to get a singles. Because yes, I'm very happy. Don't get me wrong. I am very happy that Sasha received her first WrestleMania win. Just doesn't feel as gratifying as a fan for me because it is tag team. It's just not the same. And so hopefully in due time we'll see that. We'll see Sasha get,
and we will,
another one.
Yeah, we will.
Before she decides to leave and just be Hollywood.
Do you think Bailey coming back at some point will put a wrench in this tag team?
I definitely do. I think tomorrow, Bailey is coming. And I think that Bailey will laugh because you got to remember, Bailey was trying to be smart with Naomi before she left. And let's just be honest, we know how so what I think is going to happen is Sasha's going to play face, and Bailey's going to try to like convince her or like talk about her for like being in a tag team with someone else and winning titles. And then I think eventually Bailey and Sasha are going to be back together. And then I think we're going to get Sasha and Bailey one more time. And I think Sasha's going to be Bailey again. I don't know. It's just so, it's so unknown to the point where it's like, how long are Sasha and Bianca going to be together? If they're still together a year from now, I would be shocked. 6 months.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would be shocked too if it was a year. I would definitely be shocked about that.
Yeah.
6 months, I won't be shocked.
Yeah,
but
I can agree.
I don't think it's going to be that long. I think it's going to be. I think they could drop the titles easily at Backlash. which would be horrible, but
Mm.
it could easily happen, or it could be SummerSlam, or it could be the Royal Rumble, and then they enter the Royal Rumble, and then Sasha wins, and yada yada yada. But who knows? It was a stellar match. Everyone did look. They looked nice as it together. Zelina and Zelina and Carmella definitely looked amazing. Love their attire. But yeah, I mean, I think the people the ones that were supposed to win, they won. They knew that there was, if we would have been here, like the entrance, and I don't even think anyone even brought up the entrances.
I didn't want to, but you could tell who the winner was with the entrance.
Yeah.
Sasha and Naomi's entrance was sick.
Like ridiculous.
Yeah, I loved it.
I want a glow stick.
I tried to get them. They didn't even have them at Access.
That's all I want.
Well, moving right along to actually, so we started with Charlotte, and we are going to end with none other than New, your WWE Raw Women's Champion, Bianca.
Look at the abs.
Oh my God.
Look at the material. Look at the
Laundry.
material. God.
Create some cheese, do some laundry. Perfection.
Do you want us to go first? You want to end it off, or you want to pop it?
I thought I was going last, but I guess I'm going.
You can go last. You can go last. I'll get my comments. You can go last, my friend. Listen, my girl came out and killed it. Everyone knows my other girl, other than Trinity, is Bianca. Love her. So glad she won. Shout out to Texas Southern University and the entrance. Shout out to HBCUs. Shout out to respecting Black colleges and universities. Shout out to not being daft. Okay. Even though the better band was 45 minutes up the road and they didn't call us. But it's okay. They came out there. They did what they needed to do. She gave. She came out. Becky looked sick. I give her credit. Loved her look. The mullet with the look was chef kiss. Match was great. The best that I've seen Becky wrestle since she's been back. And it wasn't enough. Even a black eye wasn't enough to retain your title. The girl ended the undefeated streak. Your 500 days and your undefeated single streak, guess what it is? Over like WrestleMania, baby, because you did not wake up champion. Shout out to my girl. You got it, Al.
Just, you're right. Everybody, amazing. Becky's mullet, amazing. Entrances. When Bianca came out with that, well, I was at work, so I had to watch this later. I got a text from my coworker out there. Bianca Belair is amazing. And I'm like, don't tell me this. Like, I can't watch this. I am at work, sir. And I was like, am I going to cry? Like, he was like, it was amazing. He's like, it was the entrance. He told me, like, prep for me. So I was like, I'm ready. And then I, like, saw the entrance and I was like, oh my God. Like, yes. She got an entrance. It was grand. It was everything. Her fit, her just energy, the confidence that she comes out with is just like, I want that confidence. I want, Becky's confidence. I want to just, those two were like, let's go, let's kill it. You could put that match in any spot in the card and it would have been perfect. It can just handle it. It was so good, so intense, and I was just the way like Bianca sold dead, like she was dead, like I am just dead weight. Becky's like, what do I have to do? Like they're just so amazing, and this match just brought me so much joy. And then just Bianca winning it, and like somebody on Twitter posted like the difference between last year her title win and this year, and like she grew up and she's like, I'm that girl. Like, this is me. I'm the one. And like, it's just amazing. Like back to back to be in this spot. I can't. So I had to got to rep.
Yeah.
I mean, she told y'all on the bump 2022 was the year of Bianca Belair. She said that last year, Becky caught up off guard. This year, she was going to be ready. I've been a fan of Bianca since before she came to EST. Way before people even knew who she was, before she even had a character, before the ponytail came in place, so on and so forth. Bianca is, in my eyes, the standard for the new girls that are coming up out of NXT. Yes, we do have our 4 horsewomen. But when it comes to Bianca, she's up there with them. She really is. You cannot deny her talent. You can't deny her mic skills. You can't deny the chokehold that she has when it comes to her matches. She's never had a bad match. Anybody that she's went up against, she's either made them look good or she either made them look good.
Yeah.
So I just feel like with her winning this title, it proves a point that she is the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the fastest, the strongest, the best, the EST of WWE. She proves that every time. She got to the back of the line when Becky told her to, after she beat her in 26 seconds or whatever at SummerSlam. She got to the back of the line. She made her way back to the front and took Becky's title. I'm extremely proud of her because of her growth as a talent. She is talented. She is solidifying herself. So, WrestleMania 39. Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair.
Because it's 3 down, baby.
She's already said that once she defeats Becky, she wants Charlotte, and Charlotte is who she wants to face. WrestleMania 39, Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair. That match, that feud, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know where it's going to start from or whatever, but I know for a fact that match, it should definitely headline WrestleMania in Hollywood. I don't care what I feel like if it should do night 1 or night 2. I feel like it's some kind of way.
They need 1 more year for that.
1 more year?
Bianca needs 1 more year for that. I'm gonna be real honest. Like Charlotte, and I've said this from the beginning of Bianca saying she wanted the 4 horsewomen. I knew Charlotte was gonna be the final boss.
Right.
And we know what happens when people step to Charlotte in a certain magnitude. I would love for them to let her be her on the grand stage, but not until we get Charlotte and Sasha. I think Charlotte and Sasha is Hollywood. That's Hollywood. That's where Sasha should beat Charlotte. Now, if it's a triple threat, that would be great. But I think before we get a proper Charlotte and Bianca at a WrestleMania, we need 1 more year. Because they're already prepping for Hollywood. And honestly, Bianca didn't beat Bayley at WrestleMania. She doesn't have to beat Charlotte at a WrestleMania. She can just beat Charlotte at a Big 4. She could beat Charlotte. Charlotte's stage is not always WrestleMania. People tend to forget that for a long time, Charlotte Flair was Miss SummerSlam. So why not let Bianca beat Charlotte at a SummerSlam?
Or even Survivor Series, if they're both still champions, why can't Bianca beat her?
Yeah.
But they look at Charlotte as being Miss WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So why not go ahead and take that, right?
Yeah.
But like you're saying, SummerSlam.
Charlotte's track record when it comes to people being in this position it's phenomenal. And last night taught us that this is going to be the mode for a very long time. Whether Charlotte drops the title or not, she's going to be the mode for a very long time. She has started to leave the pack, and I've said this for months. She's not compared to anyone on any roster. There's people, you can say people are on the level, but when it comes to booking, they are booking her on a Brock Lesnar. They are booking her on a super crazy atmosphere. And so my only thing is that it would have to be booked right, because as soon as Bianca loses to Charlotte at WrestleMania, all hell starts to break loose, because then it's like if she goes and tries to beat her again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can't let Bianca face Charlotte and then Bianca lose and then be like, oh, well, we just gonna run it back. No, you have to. One thing y'all know about Charlotte, if you don't beat her that first time, beat her after that, it's like it is what it is. Rhea still really hasn't gotten her revenge either.
Right.
But how do we don't know that Bianca can't defeat Charlotte?
I'm not saying she can. I know she
No,
can.
what I'm saying is that how do we know that even if they book it right or book it the way that how they normally book Charlotte, how do we not know that they won't do a plot twist and let Bianca win?
I would love for them to. I just don't see it happening in Hollywood. I don't think that that's the stage that you do it. Charlotte and Sasha need their match before Charlotte and Bianca. That's just my opinion. It should have happened. Sasha and Charlotte should have happened this year, regardless. That should have been the match this year in Dallas. They were in that stadium 6 years ago to the date. They should have done that. And now that stuff has been prolonged, I do believe that before Charlotte goes on and face Bianca, that she needs to be defeated by Sasha, and then there needs to be another year that elapses, so that way, when in year time, Sasha and Bianca are both champions in the respective brand, and they move on and let Charlotte just move on. That's why I said one more year, not next year. I'm not seeing Bianca and Charlotte next year. I see them having a long field.
I just think as of right now, we're pretty much over Mania. We don't really know exactly what they have stepped in stone for WrestleMania in Hollywood.
Right.
We at this point we really don't know, because
we just saw Sasha put her glasses. I saw Sasha put her glasses on. And that was the only thing that they showed during WrestleMania.
Yeah, they did. So I mean, right now, like I said, we really don't know exactly what they have planned for WrestleMania in Hollywood. That we do not know. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just we don't know. Yeah, but only thing I can just say is that I am happy that Bianca won and she defeated Becky. Becky did this match here between those two. It was an amazing match. They both put on a great match. We finally got to see Becky really dig into her arsenal like she used to. Becky knows how to wrestle. That's the thing. But when she started changing her gimmicks, it's like she watered down her wrestling ability. She can wrestle. I just hate the fact that she chose to as she started to change her character, her moveset became sucky. It was trash. She has a few good moves here and there, but it's just okay, great. But besides Bianca having a black eye now, she's still the baddest. And it shows. And I mean, like I said, I'm so happy for her. I'm ready to see what the celebration is going to look like in tomorrow on Raw. And I'm ready to see once we get past WrestleMania Backlash, because she's going to lose that. And I guess what Hell in a Cell will probably be the next thing before we get to SummerSlam. I mean, Bianca has to hold that title to SummerSlam, and even so far past that, because come SummerSlam, we're in Tennessee.
Right.
We're in Tennessee. Not her hometown, but her home state.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to go crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a pop. I'm still sick because she ain't come out in all white, but I'm gonna manifest that for SummerSlam. I am. You're on mute, Nickie, but I mean you're on mute, but I mean
I was saying it's the summer. So
I mean, put on the all white. I'm here for it. The marching band was real cute. I really enjoyed it. I loved her gear. It was really cute. It's very different from what she normally would wear. So I mean, I love it. I'm ready to see what Bianca has in store, and maybe I know we talk about Bayley coming back for Sasha, but Bayley and Bianca still got unfinished business. Mm-hmm. They do. You know what I'm saying? Their feud really wasn't over, because although Bayley got injured and Bianca moved on, There's
Yeah.
still
Out of all the four horsewomen, that's her best feud thus far.
It
I don't
really
care, argue
is.
me down. Sasha and her had the best match, but her,
Yeah.
well, yeah, her
Bailey.
one
That,
of. I still
yeah.
think, and I will contest to this. Hell in a Cell, Bailey and Bianca.
Bailey.
That was the booking of the booking of the booking. That to me was the stellar performance and proved that she was not here to play. I will say this. Since we've been here, everybody's been saying, even Rhonda said it, that Charlotte was going to be the biggest win. That if Charlotte beat Ronda, she was going to get the biggest win. I'm going to just say this. Bianca Belair is going to be the biggest competition that Charlotte Flair has ever faced in her life.
Of course. We've
These are
seen
two
them.
of the most athletic women that we have ever seen in women's wrestling thus far, honestly. I mean, even like China and Beth Phoenix and probably would be the only people that I can really think of right now. But honestly, like Charlotte Flair and Bianca of right now are crazy in the ring. Their main event match for Raw a couple months ago, stellar performance. And I'm excited. I want this feud to honestly last for 3 years. I do. I don't care.
They've done it with me many times.
And many a time.
Why not do it with two of your top ones like that?
I would like to see Bianca
Last woman's
to defeat Charlotte, and maybe Charlotte leave for some time, and then she'll pop back up. I just know that it has to be a build where matches are ending in disqualifications. Someone's turning face, someone's turning heel, someone's playing the card.
Right.
You get to a moment where you think the feud is done and they forgot about it. This woman has said what she's done. She's on 3 or 4 right now, and that is scary. As a Charlotte Flair fan, I will be. I have never in my life been this fearful of a feud. This is going to take both of these women to an astronomical level, and when they do decide to do I know that they're going to put on. It should definitely main event.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and Nickie gonna be posted up in front of the screen without rubbing our hands. We'll be standing just like this, like that close. You know that little close kick out they do when they feel like they're gonna hit 3. That's me and Nickie gonna be like panic, walking back, like, oh my god.
You have to be there.
I think it is gonna be a showdown between the Charlotte Flair mark and the Bianca Belair mark. It's gonna be.
I will say this. Another reason why I want Charlotte and Sasha next year at Hollywood, because there doesn't need to be a title involved.
No. So Charlotte has to lose her title then.
They need to let Rhea be one of the champions and let Sasha be one of the champions. Let Shayna get into the mix somehow, and let Charlotte and Sasha be the end of end alls. No title. Let Sasha go over in Hollywood, and then let Sasha go on to Hollywood, if that makes sense. That's why I want that set up. Last but not least, before we go, I want to end you with this. It's taken WWE a very long time to understand the struggles and the importance of representation. And I finally believe that we are getting a hope of a little difference and a light at the tunnel. I saw this picture on Instagram, and I just want to say, this is what Black wrestling and Black women look like in wrestling. This is what it means to thrive as a Black woman in wrestling. Also, big shout out, and I'm doing cross promo right now to one of my favorites. And we have now 5 Black women in 3 different promotions who are holding championships. Not only is it Naomi and Bianca and Sasha, you have your Impact Knockouts World Champion, Tasha Steelz, along with your TBS champion from AEW, Jade Cargill. That speaks a lot to what's going on in the mode of women's wrestling and women's wrestling all over the world. This is a representation that we've seen for a long time coming. And I'm so happy because there were a lot of people on Twitter that were like, we need to get a Stricken for the culture. Stricken for the there were a lot of people that were saying that they hope they got a photo together, and this is the photo. It's giving Powerpuff Girls. We love to see it. And yeah, I just thought that would be a good way to end this night of I don't know. Everything's been just crazy.
Craziness. The night's chaos, just chaos.
Crazy. And that's it, you guys. We're in an hour 30 in. Way longer than I would like it, but hey, we are here.
2 nights.
2 nights in one.
We did pretty good for 2 nights in one. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We were
That's
jumping.
still going on 2 hours talking
True.
about nothing.
About nothing. They gave us those pre-show 2 hours each night. I didn't like that.
Oh my God, 4 hours.
Child.
4 hours of Booker
With
T.
no matches. Like
Let
they
me
didn't
do
do
it.
anybody on the show.
4 hours of random children in the crowd.
Second.
Well, you guys, that is it. That's all we have. Me and Santana are getting ready for Monday Night Raw,
Child.
and
Yeah, I'll be.
I mean, it's already technically Monday. You did not get an episode of Turnbuckle Glam, so those that were popping up and didn't listen to the message, we will be back for Turnbuckle Glam next week. We might do a surprise Turnbuckle Glam during the week and talk about the WrestleMania looks. However, that article will be posted. We also have so much content from Impact Wrestling. Shout out to Santana. Make you guys check out the beautiful photos that were posted on our Instagram from WrestleCon's multiverse of matches presented by Impact Wrestling, which, and I know we're tired, but we really had an out of body experience these past couple of days, and I can only speak for myself, but when I say it felt like I was in a realm and it was just wrestling, and I'm so tired, but every second and every minute that I go back and I just look at stuff, it was worth it.
From Wale Mania to today, all of it.
Everything was just so iconic and just so like
Crazy. I don't even have words for it.
All I'm gonna say is, what is sleep?
What
Child.
is-
Hopefully I find out tomorrow. Hopefully I find out tomorrow what sleep is.
Child, listen.
I think today was Sunday was like the longest I slept.
It is.
Honestly, because I mean, Nick and I, we kind of been like, we were moving a lot like the past couple of days. So it's of course,
I was
I was going to say we was moving too.
we were all moving, honestly. Like we were on a different
6:45 a.m.
like
Alarm going off.
I got to meet Charlotte on Friday, and I honestly don't even know how I can't even describe the nerves that I felt as we were like waking up. I didn't know if I was going to be on time. The line was like, I thought the line was already long. We stood and waited, honestly, we waited for like 2 hours.
And she was late, and we thought that was gonna mess up the time for us to get in there. You have no idea. I was like, no, we're gonna.
It wasn't the one thing about this is that so Charlotte was not connected to WrestleCon.
No,
So it wasn't as if we were already going to something. She was at a facility, one of the Cricket Wireless, stores, and so I was just like, I had no idea like that any of this would transpire, and I got home today and I was just like, I'm so excited for WrestleMania. I'm still excited to watch these matches after everything, and I just want you guys to realize like it's just so freaking weird, like in a good way. I've been saying that all week. Like it's just so weird to just be able to make the connections and talk to people and be tired after all of it, but then still be able to push through. Because at some point, you know that all that is going to be able to, you're going to look back at it and be like, you know what? Like, I may have been tired, but like, I was living life.
Right, it was like no sleep. Buzz, club, another club, another club, another club, another club, plane, next place. It was exactly like that. It was like, I mean, being up early in the morning, driving or being on a plane or and so on and so forth, going to events, getting back to our hotels at like 2 or 3 in the morning, barely only getting 2 hours of sleep, having to wake up all over again and go do something else, being in another event that lasted past. It was just a lot of things that was going on, and I told Nickie, I was like, look, we may be tired, but we ain't going to sleep. That's why we sound like old coffee men at the senior center zone. Like we done smoked 3 packs of cigarettes. Like it is a lot that took
I
place.
didn't even know if I was going to be able to do the show tonight, but I knew that I was going to be excited about it. I just didn't physically. So
I can honestly say it was an honor to host y'all. It was an honor and a pleasure to have y'all here, to have y'all in my home, to spend that time. I will say that these two, y'all are looking, and I'm not gonna cry, but y'all are looking at two women that literally made my biggest dream ever in life come true.
Yeah.
I got to meet Jeffrey Nero this weekend. He complimented me. He hugged me. He was honest about how he was doing. He told me to continue to be a creative, even though he knows it's hard to do this. He told me not to stop. And honestly, top tier moment for me. And it would not have happened if it wasn't for Nickie and Santana. And we don't have time to tell the whole story now, but they saved my behind. And we were able to. The line for Jeff was ridiculous.
Child, let me tell you, I'm gonna make it short. All I'm gonna say is I did not know where I was standing at. I did not know I was standing in line for Jeff Hardy. I did not know. I just stopped and just stood there. I really did.
Yeah, I looked down and I was like, no, this has to be Jay White.
And I'm like, no. I looked at the door. I'm like, no, this is no. So they was walking by. I was like, who you in line for? You in line for? Like, it was like Jeff Hardy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just stay here. I'm gonna stay here. And I mean, like by the time Meka got there, I mean, the line was like, when I say it was wrapped around, like it was wrapped around. And so
I was in Jay White line.
Nickie went to get Jay White for me because that's one of my baby daddies on my
But then I was able to get in line so that you can go.
We had, I don't know what was going on, but we had some type of strategy going on. Everybody got to
get a strategy because for me, my last session was going to be with Britt Baker.
Right.
And I told them, let's do it last. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And they were like, no, why don't you just do it now? And I'm like, no, let's do it last. And we had this plan going. And after Meka was done, because of course we wanted to make sure that Meka was good. You know what I'm saying? I went to go holler at Brooke Hogan, talk about business, talk about Nashville.
Teddy Long.
We had a whole conversation with Teddy Long.
Like,
so
Willie Mack and Rich Swann had a whole conversation with them the same day. Hitmaker was supposed to come to the house. Like, it was a crazy.
Wow, I was on the mission for Toni Storm. Where is Toni Storm? I was looking for Toni Storm. Like you absolutely have no idea how I was looking for this woman. On session 3, she was nowhere to be found. Nobody could tell where she was.
Nowhere.
Come session 4,
it worked out because we walked right up to her.
Well, one of our guys, Daniel, actually kind of pointed us in that direction.
She hadn't even been there yet. So if we hadn't done everything that we had done, we finished at the perfect time. She still had her suitcase at the table. She had just got there when we walked up.
But I mean, it was still a surreal
everything was everything, and I love that everything worked out, and I cannot wait. Honestly, we're doing the post show, of course. Real quick lineup for the week, you guys. We are back in full effect. I know you guys missed us, but we are back. The Salt Shakers will be dominating Monday Night Raw, of course. The most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk history. Monday night after Raw. Catch us here on Wednesday. Of course, none other than Meka and Al holding it down in AEW every Wednesday.
My dog got your back.
The comments be popping. If y'all are not there, please make sure you join the conversation on here and on Twitter and on Instagram. Thursday night, we are back in the Impact Zone. None other than the most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk, the Salt Shakers. And let me just say, shout out to all of my favorites at Impact. Shout out to Trey Miguel showing so much love. Shout out to Deanna. Shout out to Chelsea. I mean, just
everybody.
Just everybody. Me and Jay White, we even cleared the beef.
I'm so happy for you.
Let me tell you something. They was really about to get into it. I thought they was gonna fight in the lobby. But they cleared it up. I settled the beef, between these two.
It was love. The beef.
Yeah.
It was very nice. But I just wanted to shout them out really quick. Tom on commentary as well, and everybody like Tasha Steele, everybody was so just. It felt like we met over 200 people.
Yeah,
honestly, and we talked to so many people. Everyone was so nice. I want to say this, and I want to be very clear. Please go and support people. Please go and support like these local promotions, these smaller promotions. Everything isn't always about WWE and AEW. Impact is growing, but there's so many different cities and shows that they don't get love, and there's so many different talents that they're really killing out here, and they're really making a name for themselves. Like I watched them sit at booths and really talk to people. The conversation that I was able to have with Deanna Peraza, the virtuosa, and just the conversation we had with Chelsea, like everything was it was just so stellar.
Even the conversation I had with Athena.
Yeah, like everything was just so crazy. Like, and before we leave the Impact Zone on Thursday night, on Friday we will be back in AEW holding it down for SmackDown and Rampage with Santana and our lovely Stephanie. So make sure you guys please come back and see us. I'm gonna turn it over to my beautiful host. You guys, you know where you can find me. And the article entitled "The Greatest of Our Time" will be dropping exclusively on Women's Wrestling Talk on April 5th, which is the birthday of none other and still your 13-time Women's SmackDown champion. Is that what Rhonda said?
I don't know why they call it women. Your women's SmackDown. No, shout out to the Women's SmackDown champion.
I just said it.
None other than Charlotte.
I was trying to make sure I said it like Rhonda.
Why do they call it women anyway? I mean,
I don't know.
Your SmackDown champion. Your SmackDown champion.
But seriously, make sure you check that article out. It's gonna be even more sweet, too sweet, because she won, and I can really just talk my mess. And just I'll be posting a really, really exclusive video that was captured of me and Charlotte together. I never in a million years thought I would ever in a million years do this.
I don't even understand. Being there next to Nickie, you have no idea. I told her, let me get the picture first. She couldn't even hold it. When I say could not, as soon as she laid out on this woman, it was over. You would think that Nickie was finna go get baptized or something like that. She was done for. Done for. It's like she looked at this woman and it was just like cry immediately.
But seriously,
she was scared to walk up to her, y'all. You don't even understand.
I was terrified.
She's like, "Hi, you remember me?"
Y'all will see it in the video.
It was everything.
She looks like honestly, this woman is a goddess. Like this woman looks like she just came off of her throne. And
bless you.
The fact that she knew who I was just made the experience even better, because I say this all the time. Charlotte Flair, Ashley Flair is the reason of my existence in this world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. And in the world of wrestling,
He brought her life.
Yeah.
she has given me a reason. And to say that, I also have to give a huge shout out to Britt, to Chelsea Green, to Deanna and Trey Miguel. All four of them made this even better. It was my first time with Britt, and you would have thought that, child, go watch the video on Instagram, okay? If you listen, we dog Thunder Rosa. I've been waiting to say that this whole time. We dog Thunder. And we don't care.
Al, don't go watch it. Don't go watch it.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I got the group chat.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what? You're living your best life. Love that for you.
I'm not gonna hold you. I've been talking so much, yelling and screaming and hollering, and but I want to turn it over. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, follow the page, subscribe and like. Make sure you guys are here with us. I'm gonna turn it over to my beautiful host so they can tell you where to find them. I love the twin action tonight. I have to this is just so stellar performance from Meka and Santana.
Oh, having to be on the same screen.
Like, it's just, I love it.
Right.
Y'all know where to find me. Meet the Mage, Making Magic. I do want to say thank you to our Women's Wrestling Talk family. And the reason why I need to say thank you to y'all, particularly the fans, the people that follow the page, the people that have shared my articles and supported my articles. Those of y'all that watch regularly know that I wrote Big Swole's top 5 moments, and I did her top 5 by myself on this page. And thanks to y'all's love and support, when she met me at Wale Mania, she remembered me. We are friends now, first name basis, having conversations, and I will say that you will probably see her face on this channel very, very, very soon. And so I want to say thank you to y'all for supporting us, man. Y'all have really put us on y'all's back and shown us love. And I appreciate y'all deeper than y'all will ever know. So thank y'all for supporting us. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank you for sharing my little tweets and my little articles and my little videos and whatever. Meet the Mage on all the things. I think we're supposed to be revealing the faction name today, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, love you guys. Thank y'all. We'll do more about our WrestleMania experience or whatever. We'll give y'all more in-depth details because we all have hella pictures, videos, all that. Randomly speaking to people, randomly sneak recording people. Like, it was crazy. But follow me on all the things, Meet the Mage, Making Magic, and catch me live tweeting the Raw After Mania tomorrow so that my girls that I manage, the Salt Shakers, can bring y'all that live post show.
I guess I'll go now since we're in twin action. I mean, I guess for me, I guess I'll do this for a one-time courtesy. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Santana Muse. I am posting a lot of content from like the shows that we've been to, the whole Wale Mania thing, recap videos and so on and so forth. Like, I feel like I've done a lot this week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, not enough, either way it goes. I feel like I accomplished a lot of things that I wanted to do this week. I wanted to meet a lot of people. I had my moment with Tony Storm. Mm-hmm. I had my moment with Nia Jax. I got to meet Jay White like I said I wanted to. I was standing shoulder to shoulder with Bray freaking Wyatt in the freaking elevator. Hello? Like, you have no idea. Like, I mean, and I should have got a video, but I was too stunned because of the fact that like this man was like elbowing with me, and I was like walked into Jazz, and she was cool. Like, I mean, it was just like the whole experience here. Like, this is my first one. And I mean, not saying I'm trying to go to everything, but I mean, it was pretty cool. I got to experience everything. And I mean, I would have to say that everybody got to see and meet whoever they wanted to. And I think everybody is satisfied. So if you haven't checked out any of the pictures that I took over the week, make sure you do check those out. Giselle Shaw actually shared one of the pictures that I took for Impact on her own page. It just has the Women's Wrestling Talk thing on it, but that was me that took the photos. I also shared some photos on my own personal page, so you guys can definitely go check those out, and I will be posting a lot more photos, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, look, WrestleMania is over. It's back on the ball.
Exactly.
I'm coming for y'all next. Just know that. Y'all gonna see me somewhere, but don't come up to me though, cause I don't do that.
Lord, you.
Now you gonna see me somewhere, but don't do that. But I did have some people come up to me at Wale Mania, so shout out to y'all who did recognize me or whatever. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did y'all. You know, it is what it is. Don't do it no more though. But I was being lenient. I was being lenient that night because I was trying to be nice. You know, maybe new scenery.
Jesus.
You know, but it was cool. I got to get my picture with Kermit.
You did. And he's a sweetie. Him and Trick are,
Child.
Man, we could go down the list
When I
of
tell
the
you,
people who are so
when
sweet.
they was like, she want to take a picture. This man, I was in the fold immediately.
She was.
My ankles are buckling. And if the pictures on my Instagram, so if you guys want to see it, you can. And all the other pictures is on there too with me, Mia Yim, Jay White, Chris Bay, Tony Storm, and I got one with Charlotte too, though.
And formerly Nia Jax.
Who took
and me and okay, so Nickie. So I had a thing. I brought my own camera. Like I'm very picky. I'm very picky about people holding my camera because I don't feel like nobody takes my pictures the way that how I take them. And so I'm always skeptical about giving people my camera and seeing if they know how to use it in the way that I use it. And I have to say that Nickie did a really, really good job at taking the pictures of me and Tony Storm. She really did. And Billy, Mika's husband, did a great job with going down there and taking some of the pictures at Wale Mania because I got tired of going up and down the elevator. Every time they wanted to wait 30 minutes to bring somebody out. And it's like, okay, all right. That I'm not going back down no more. He went down there and got a really, really nice picture of Omos, like he was finna grab. He got some nice footage of Rob Van Dam and his wife Katie in the twerk section that happened, and so on and so forth. I mean, I was this close to the Street Profit.
No, hello? Yeah,
I was looking up at Wale. You know, like it was crazy.
Oh, and I can't wait to share the moment that I froze up in front of Wale, y'all.
Child.
I can't even wait to tell y'all this. It was hilarious, but we'll have to do that on another time.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. Y'all can all check it out on my Instagram. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I do apologize. But I'm taking over. Okay. Editor-in-chief is back in business. I was out of commission because I was working, but right now it's over with.
Clocking back in.
Please know that when I say that I am taking over, I mean that. So all y'all other wrestling publications, beware. Because I'm coming for your spot. Please know that. And when I say that I am, it always happens. Proceed. I'm done.
All right. Wow. How do I follow that? Just follow me. Oh yeah. My other podcast, Kayfabe Queens. I have time now, so we'll be coming back. Vlogs, fun stuff. Like Nickie said, support local indie wrestling. So you'll be seeing some local indie wrestling vlogs very soon when I have time. And then catch us, me, Meka, Dynamite Dolls, Wednesday. And I'll see you guys back here on Sunday next week. Talk about all the glam.
Oh, do we have a new tag being formed?
No, because I'm part of the faction. This is just something on the side.
I mean, well, you know,
tag teams.
You can always have tag teams.
Al there's no way Al's not gonna not be a part of the faction now.
Well, they don't even know the name of the faction yet.
She's like, she would be almost like our Chris Bay, if you want to be honest, because it's almost like we would be the Good Brothers, right? And then we're scouting. So
y'all actually, we would be the Good Brothers because she's not going to let anybody else be Jay White but her. So
we would be the Good Brothers. I would be.
I'm all right with that.
I would be Jay White. I don't care. You already know. Nobody's better than me. You're in the ring with the best.
We might. Who knows?
You're in the ring with the best.
This is everybody here from Turnbuckle Glam. So I did notice that.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys, I knew we were gonna get to 2 hours because we love to do this. So I don't know what it's called. But so what we do now after the post shows is like we hang out and conversate.
We do.
You guys stick around with us because we open up and we become very transparent. Even though we're super tired, we enjoy it. So I'm super tired.
Like, I'm not.
I'm old. I'm tired.
Well, I'm old too, but I'm not.
But with that being said, we've had a very long weekend. And even though no matter how much we go, we love this.
We do.
We really genuinely enjoy bringing this to you guys. So until next time, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
T-1 minute.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.